All right, guys. Well, good morning. My name is Ben. So this didn't work, so I'm going to shout at you. What we want to do real quick before this Daniel gets here and the service starts is we have things that are beginning to develop here at Jesus Center. And we want to invite, here we go, okay. And we want to invite the different people that are kind of doing stuff in the church to come up and give you a quick idea. Because as Amy said, the announcement, we are looking for volunteers. And we want to kind of give you a specific idea of what that looks like. And Daniel, give us a quick message this morning about what we're kind of looking for. So I'll go first. So one of the things I'm doing here is I work with the kids ministry, the youth really, and like middle school, high school, and the first Thursday outreach that we're doing. So first Thursdays are art walks in San Pedro, and they've kind of gone the way of the dodo during COVID, but they're going to be coming back eventually. So this first Thursday in May, the city isn't opening up, but we're preparing to set up anyway. And for us, we're going to consider it like an open house and a dry run for what we're going to do and for the format that we're going to run for continuing First Thursday. So this first Thursday, May 6th, we're going to be open. And what I'm looking for in particular is we want to make it, although God is in everything we do, we want to make the event focused on the expression of art and the invitation of community. And so we want to fill this house with believers who are artists and who are community-minded, but the focus of the event First Thursday is those things, art and community. So real quick, we're wanting to set up people that are willing to do painting on the spot here. We want to have 4 sets of musicians. So if you're a musician, we're going to have tables over here set up in front of the coffee bar, and the coffee bar will be running. So we need volunteers that are willing to staff the coffee bar. People who maybe create stuff and would like to sell it can set up over here. If you're a musician or a singer, over here. We're going to have intermissions where we do spoken word poems or dance. So if anything like that interests you, reach out to me in the coming weeks. And we're also going to have prayer people. So we do want to specifically bring the presence of God to people who come with that hunger in their heart. So we don't want to turn those people away either. So we're going to have at least 2 people on every hour with a shirt that says, "Can I pray for you?" or "Do you need prayer?" And we'll draw attention to them. And we'd like people here either just praying for what's going on in this church, in this community, or going and praying for somebody here. So we need volunteers for all those things, a lot of moving parts. If any of that sounds like it's interesting to you, come find me. We're also doing youth summer camp, and we're doing youth events. We're going to be meeting Wednesday night. So if you're interested in working with middle schoolers and high schoolers, also come and see me. Tiffany and David are the head of the whole thing, but I'm kind of like their agent in the San Pedro location. So if you want to know anything about that, I work with them. So if you talk to me, I can give you their contact info or at least answer some questions if you have them. So that's my spiel. The list. Greg, you want to go next? We definitely know you're one of the guys. Yeah, here's Lainel.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing? I hope you guys are doing all right. Yeah, thanks for being here. It's great to see you. All right, so I'm over the worship department here at San Pedro, and it's not much to say, I feel like. I mean, he had a lot. I don't have much to say. We do worship here, obviously, as you see, every Sunday. We meet on Saturdays. We're always looking for more musicians from within our body here. So if any of you are singers or so, feel free to sign up for the worship, or singers or band players or instrumentalists or whatever. Just come talk to me. And also what we're doing as a worship team, the season that we're in right now, is because we're still getting we're already been started and going for a while, but as a worship team, we're still getting quite settled in. And so I didn't have it on my heart to just immediately start making teams and getting organized in that way. And so I spent a lot of time in prayer asking God, okay, what should we do? And so God said, hey, just show up and worship. And so on Saturdays, when we meet on Saturdays, we don't call it worship, we call it gathering. And so when we just show up, we worship, and we make all the mistakes, have fun, and do what we do on that day. And it's a lot of fun. We will, I'm assuming at some point we will eventually have specific teams. But right now we're just having a lot of fun and having a lot of fun with you guys. So I love what I do. So praise God for you guys. And, yeah.
Amy, Paul, you want to go? Amy, Paul?
All right, Paul Boutilier.
Hello. Yeah, I'm excited about First Thursday and the Art Walk. I don't know if how many of you guys have ever been here, because obviously it's been shut down for a year because of COVID. But it's a great community at First Thursday Art Walk. All the galleries open, and some of the studios are like live-in studios, and they're required to open up during the Art Walk. So the city of LA handles a lot of that. And the food trucks come out, and there's live music, and it really is a lot of fun. So we really want to do that well with the city, like Ben was talking about. Okay, so we're going to pass out these cards, and they're Connect cards. And I want to encourage you to fill them out, because we're doing this spring kickoff. We're trying to get more volunteers, so to introduce people to what we're doing. So this is our spring kickoff. I actually handle the outreach. So I'm doing the food pantry, which includes like the Rancho San Pedro neighborhood, and what we call Coffee with the Neighbors, which is, it really is pretty much a homeless outreach, which is amazing too. And it's amazing what we're seeing God do in some of the deliverance. Even having these doors open, we see people coming in, and homeless people do come in. You'll see them walk across, and you guys might wonder if you ever see there's like a punk rocker. He's about 6'2" and about 90 pounds. Well, don't be surprised if you see him walk in, because he's pretty comfortable here now. But we're looking for all kinds of help in these areas, okay? There's just a lot to do. And springtime, we're going to try to introduce a market. So we're going to try to put out a bunch of dry goods. So if people who are poor in the community, and that includes like Rancho San Pedro, but there's other neighborhoods in the city also. But we're going to put a little market, and that kind of brings some of that dignity back to people, where they can take a bag, like a couple brown paper bags, and fill up whatever you need, so let me know, and you can fill out a card, and I believe my contact might be on one of these cards. Did you pass them out, Lucas? Okay, you guys passed them out. Okay, so that's about it for me. You can talk to me afterwards if you have any questions. I'm going to introduce Amy. She's doing host and coffee and a bunch of stuff too. I know you do a lot.
That hand clap is for everyone, right? And then I do announcements. Anyway, my name is Amy. If you haven't met me, hi Jess. So I'm overseeing the greeting ministry, and I'm helping Paul with the coffee. And I have a big heart for hospitality. I've been in the hotel industry for quite some time now, and it's kind of a big deal, like how the guests feel. So our goal is, in addition to how hotels want to make you feel welcome, we're a Jesus Center family. We're a family, and we're believers. We're sons and daughters of God. I would hope we do it better than the hotels I've worked in. So we are the point of contact when people walk up to the doors, when people walk through the doors, like, hey, you want a cup of coffee? Where are you from? How do you hear about us? And then we refer them to the cafe area, and then our coffee team will serve a coffee. So if you're interested in loving people better, I hope that's all of us, and learning how to make a cup of coffee, or just have a heart for hospitality, feel free to talk to me afterwards. This is, all of our teams are important, but this is my heart. It's the heart of hospitality. So I'm now going to invite Rico, who's heading the children's ministry. Oh, there you are.
Good morning, Saints. How y'all doing? Good? Yeah, we're live. Let's speak up. How y'all feeling this morning? All right, cool. So, look like Pastor not here yet, right? So, I was already about to apologize, because y'all, when I get the microphone, I go. So, I'm going to go. So, let me just kind of say this. So, one, if you can't tell, we're coming into a new season. I was actually a little late myself this morning, so I didn't hear the announcements. But we're coming into a season, and what the pastors are trying to do is make it to where people don't have to volunteer the whole year. You can volunteer for a season. and then that way you can kind of have some rest and relief or whatever. So that's why we got the whole big thing. We're passing out the cards. The expectation is for you to find something you connect with that you're willing to volunteer for and sign up for it and turn them in today. So that's kind of, I apologize if that's a repeat, but that's kind of what we're doing, all right? So Pastor gave us 3 points that he wanted us to 3 talking points he wanted us to talk about. The first one was, what does my ministry mean to me? And so I teach the kids ministry. If you can't see it all over my shirt, I'm not up there now because Sandra is covering down for me. But to me, it's funny because I never really wanted to teach kids, right? I got my master's in adult education, and God just keep putting me back in with the kids. And the reason why is mainly because kids, you got to motivate them, entertain them, the whole nine. And I'm more of an adult teacher because adults, if they're there to learn, they're there trying to reach a goal or whatever. And so, but working with the kids, I can tell you there's no greater feeling than when you teach a kid something and then you see them go back and you do it. I mean, the return on your investment is huge. We got so many smart kids up there in the ministry. We got this, if y'all haven't been upstairs, I encourage you to go check it out. Huge playground. The first thing I said to the pastor, how you expect me to teach these kids with this big old playground in the background? But each and every Sunday, we got kids like Abby who will say, Coach Rico, when are we going to get started? Like, they're eager to hear the word. They're eager to talk about God. They want to learn. Like, it's amazing how smart those kids are. And so it means a lot to me to be teaching those kids, The second point was, why am I so passionate? And on this point, I want to read something to y'all from Matthew 28, verse 5 through 7. So if you have your Bibles, you can open it. If you don't, I'll read it for you. I'm in a New Living Translation, so feel free to use whatever translation you have. This is what it says, then the angel spoke to the woman. Don't be afraid, he said. I know you are looking for Jesus, who was crucified. He isn't here. He is risen from the dead, just as he said would happen. Come see where his body was laying. And now, go quickly and tell his disciples that he is risen from the dead and he's gone ahead of you to Galilee. You will see him there. Remember what I have told you. So 2 things I want y'all to take away from that. He said, come see. And then he said, quickly, go tell. Show of hands. Anybody here have not given their life to Christ? Anybody's not a Christ follower? Okay, well, let's do it the other way. Show of hands. Who's giving their life to Christ? Show of hands. Anybody? Okay, so before we giving our life to Christ, we're told to come see. All over the Bible says, come see what Jesus will do for you. Come see what he's done for you. Come, die to yourself and that whole nine. But once you give your life to Christ, all over the Bible, we're told to go and tell. Go and tell. And so a lot of times we may have this mentality of, on Sunday morning, I'm coming to be served. I'm coming to hear the worship music. I'm coming to do whatever. But in reality, I want to encourage you to change that mindset. At least for one Sunday out the month, change that mindset and say, how can I come and serve? How can I go and tell? And with the kids, it's super easy. I mean, the reality of it is that God called all of us to go and make disciples. And the kids are great practice on that. If you have an issue with sharing the gospel with some random stranger, go practice on the kids. If you have a testimony that you have, share it with the kids. If you got a good business or you are an entrepreneur, you've done something, give back to these kids so they can not make the same mistakes and they can learn. It is so simple. And the reason why I'm passionate about it is because before I was saved, I was a mess. I was a bad, selfish person, right? And then when I came and saw what Jesus has done for me, I can't help but to give that back to somebody. I can't help but to go and tell somebody else about it. And I just want to encourage you all to do the same thing. And then I think the final point. Oh, how can you join? So at this point, this is where I'm going to kind of tell y'all some truth, some truth and love. The reality of it is this. I'm about to get ready to PCS. I'm in the military for those who don't know. So I'm about to get ready to PCS to Texas. And when Pastor, we found out in October that we were leaving. But Pastor still wanted me to kind of help run the kids ministry. I was like, cool, I'll run it. I'll help get it set up. And then hopefully we'll have a good assistant person that can kind of transition over. Well, here I am, less than a month out from moving, and we still don't have a lot of dedicated teachers. We have assistants, but everybody's kind of shy with teaching. And so the reality, time? I'm running on time. Okay. All right, my bad. All right, so I'll cut it out real quick. But the reality of it is that we don't have the teachers, right? And so every single Sunday, I'm up there. Or Sandra will have to come from Torrance to volunteer here at Pedro. And the reality of it is we got all these believers. We got all these parents. If we can just get 8 people, you will literally only have to volunteer once every 2 months. That's it. 8 people, one Sunday, you teach. And so I just want to encourage you all, I want to encourage you really, if you got a testimony, if you have kids, if you have a business, whatever you've done, you can pour back into these kids. And Sandra makes it so easy for you with the lesson. So I encourage you to please consider at least volunteering once a month with giving back to our kids' ministry. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Rico. My name is Suki, and I'm involved with the Women's Ministry or Women's Connection. And we meet on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. And typically we meet at Amy's place, fabulous Amy, who was up here sharing. But this week we will meet here from 6 to 7. And the most amazing thing about the Women's Ministry is just we are accepting and welcoming of every woman so that they can grow deeper in their relationship with God and love and support and encourage one another. It's very simple. So I just invite you to come. You're all welcome. I actually don't do most of the talking. I think I did once and it was like, not good. But we come and we encourage each other. We get to look at the Bible, we study verses together. And it's been amazing because we have women that have walked with God for 20 years or more. And then we also have brand new Christians. We have one person who is probably 2 weeks old, and we're with her, walking her through. She's at the table of contents because she's not familiar yet. So everything is brand new. It's just so exciting. And her hunger for God, and just to be able to see how good He is, that's my heart, that women have a place where they can encourage each other and grow and feel loved, feel accepted. If you're broken, if you have no place, you're a woman, of course, we want to invite you to come and feel loved and welcome because you're definitely accepted. And one of the most amazing things is, even if you have things that are troubling you, you come and you hear from others. And what that does is it diminishes the power of those troubling things in your life. And for that moment, you get to connect, you get to give it to God. You might not know anything. And then what we do following that study time is most of us come to the worship time and we allow what we've just heard to soak in. So it's a beautiful thing that happens. So I invite you to come. And my info is there, so please search me out. Okay, and then...
Hi, my name's Emma, for those of you who don't know me. And I'm going to talk a little bit about facilities and media. So as most of you probably know, this place has just kind of opened up in about January, I think it was. And so we're really running on quite a skeleton team right now. So that's kind of one of the reasons for this event was to just celebrate and to get together, but also to just let you guys know that we really need help in a lot of areas. And so first I'm going to talk a little bit about facilities. And facilities might not seem like the most exciting way to serve in the church, but I think God has a really special place in His heart for those who kind of serve in secret, those who serve and maybe don't receive so many applause or so much open appreciation. I think in heaven there's going to be like a special celebration waiting for those who do that secret service. So we really need people to help with like cleaning, basic cleaning. The bathrooms obviously need cleaning, like maybe once a month. If we have a couple teams, it could be every other month. And then, sweeping, vacuuming, just general, that kind of thing. And also with facilities, what else? Oh, setup and construction. We need people who have construction experience. That would be awesome. We're just building constantly here. There's so much new development going on. So if anyone has experience in that stuff, we could definitely use your expertise. And then also just people with muscles. If anyone has muscles out there, I know there's some of you. We're going to be doing like weddings and receptions here on the off days. And so we need people that we can just call and say, hey, can you come help us on this date to like set up the chairs, clear away the stage, set up tables, that kind of thing. So if that's you, go ahead and check the box facilities cleaning or facilities setup and construction. And somebody will get back to you about the details. And then as far as media goes, again, we're on a pretty skeleton crew right now. We have Julianne back there, Grace. Lainel is like our in-house expert right now, but he's doing worship and he's trying to help with this. I'm like somebody who kind of got involved in this about a year ago, knowing nothing about anything. I didn't even really know what live stream was. But of course, COVID hit and we kind of had to start live streaming. And so I learned a lot in that time. God really used me. He used, somebody, he empowered the chosen rather than choosing the empowered, because I was not empowered already. But I just said yes, I said, okay, I'll do this. I ended up running the live stream team at a different church, and now I'm here doing it here as well. And so I just share that as encouragement. First of all, if we do have any experts in the media world, we definitely could use your help. But if you're not an expert, don't be intimidated by all the lights, all the buttons and stuff, because it's amazing what God can do just with a simple yes. So that's it. Thank you.